police. Hello, Kennewick police. Hey, you alright, man?
Fine.
Okay. No, just turn the car off right now.
No, sir.
Let's turn the car off.
No, don't.
Get out of the car.
Back up. Back
Keep
up.
on dispatch, one go point.
Back up. I have
Get out of the car. Out of the car.
I have a
Get out of the car. Go on the
I
ground.
have a condition.
Drop the gun. Drop the gun. Drop the gun.
Drop the gun.
King 911 dispatch. He's got a gun. Get out of the ground. Drop the gun.
Welcome back to Internal Affairs, a police podcast here with your host, the IA guy. Another breakdown. Let's do it, man. So let's take you to the wonderful state of Washington with Kennewick PD. This happened about 2 years ago, June of 2022. And what this is an officer-involved shooting, also known as an OIS, that ends up in a chase, okay? There's a lot of details to discuss, but I think it's very, very important for you to know what the process is like, okay? And so this happened in Circle K. So it's like a 7-Eleven, right? Just Circle K's out here in the state of California, in a gas station. And in the gas pumps, there is a male white that is laid out asleep, completely asleep, and the officers get dispatched. So let's take a look at this video. It's about 3 minutes and 43 seconds long. It's not that long, and let's break it down.
Kennewick police. Hello, Kennewick police. Hey, you alright, man?
Fine.
Okay. Well, you were passed out of the pump for a little bit. You want to go ahead and turn the car off?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. You're just going to take off?
I have to, bro.
Why?
Because I have somebody to.
No, just turn the car off right now.
No, sir.
Let's turn the car off.
No,
Get out of the car.
don't.
Get out of the car.
Back up. Back
Keep on
up.
dispatch, one gun point.
Back up. I have
Get out of the car.
Condition.
Out of the car.
I have a
Get out of the car. Go on the
I
ground.
have a condition. I have a condition. Leave me alone.
Fine. Get out of the car.
Leave me alone.
On the ground. Get on the ground.
Get on the ground. Chase me. Don't do this.
Northbound or CCB.
I have a gun right here. Don't fucking do it.
Drop the gun. Drop the gun. Drop the gun.
Drop the gun.
King 911 dispatch. He's got a gun. Get on the ground. Drop the gun.
Did he fire?
Yeah. Get on the ground. King 911 dispatch. He's fired one shot. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. On the ground. Drop it now. Okay, getting on the ground. Okay.
Okay, we have one suspect down, shots
Okay,
fired.
push the gun. Do not move.
Jago, holster up.
I won't move. I think I'm hit. I think I'm hit. Hell. No.
Where are you
I
hit?
won't move. I can't move. There you go.
Okay, so the first thing that's going to happen when Force Investigation Division or IA gets there, whichever entity decides to investigate this in the state of Washington, is you always want to consider criminal filings. That's super, super important. That's the first thing that's going to happen. A full body discussion, flushing out all the details, and doing a major examination and analysis by which everybody's going to agree to move forward with criminal filings. It's not what we're going to talk about. What we want to talk about is the administrative portion, the internal affairs process by which I suppose these officers are going to be judged, right? And so at some point later on, I don't know, less than a year, we would hope so, is there's going to be a presentation done to the commanding officer, to the chief of police, by a commanding officer, and that presentation is going to be very detailed, step by step, frame by frame, and there's going to be recommendations to be made whether or not the shooting was in policy or whether it was out of policy. Here in my beloved LAPD, we actually have 3 categories where they determine. One is the drawn and exhibiting, right? And then it's tactics. That's where it really, really start to narrow the scope and really give you some major scrutiny as to what you did, or in some cases as to what you didn't do and what you should have done while this incident was, was progressing. And last but not least is deadly force. Look, when it comes to drawn exhibiting, that's kind of simple. I mean, the fact that he gets out of the car, and what really stood out to me the most is the fact that he says, I have a condition. Officers weren't able to determine what condition that was because next thing you know, the chase is on. He takes off. And when he takes off, he actually fires 1 round. And next thing you know, one of the officers fires 2 rounds, okay? So let's just put that aside by now because it's just very important to know that, look, if you have reasonable belief that it may be necessary for you to use your firearm, which was in this case, then your drawn exhibiting is good to go, right? Now, tactics. This is super important. The way tactics is analyzed, in my experience, is substantial deviation from department policy, tactics, and procedure. What that means is that if you substantially deviate from whichever tactics that you applied during that incident, it's okay. You can deviate. And that deviation can be very substantial. How do you measure how substantial it is? That depends on the adjudicator, the people who are reviewing, right? However, if you cannot justify that substantial deviation, there's a strong possibility that your tactics are going to be out of policy or an administrative disapproval. That disapproval in it itself can cost you some extensive training, some tactical debrief, any sort to correct that behavior. And the goal is to, hey, you know what? You learned something from this, and let's just make sure next time it happens that you don't do what you did in this case. I don't know how that happens, besides the fact that you're going to get more training. And I know in your mind, you're probably thinking to yourself, you know what? There's other things that I could have done that I didn't get a chance to think about because everything was just happening so quick and so rapid. And last but not least is the use of deadly force. The state of Washington has their own definition of engaging in deadly force. We'll leave those decisions up to the commanding officer of Kennewick PD, the chief of police, and all the stakeholders as it relates to this incident. But what's more important than anything, and this is what happens a lot when we teach at Savage Training Group as it relates to the following. One of the things that we teach in our OIS course is risk versus reward. So in other words, is the juice worth the squeeze? And that's something that you really have to think about. That's something that Kennewick Police Department is really going to be scrutinizing these officers about. You arrive at a scene of a welfare check, right? So they're calling you to check up on an individual who's asleep. But next thing you know, that everything just escalates. He's got a weapon and the chase is on. And so you got to kind of ask yourself whether or not the circumstances lead you to take off, you know. And in this case, my understanding is, as you can see, and it depicts that he did have a weapon, so all bets are off. And so that's super important to know. And just know that is the juice worth the squeeze is a lot of times left to the sergeant at scene who's kind of orchestrating and having this command and control to make these decisions as a situation and an incident kind of escalates. But in this particular incident, it happened so quick, and the officers were very righteous to do what they did. They did a great job. Just wanted to point out that risk versus reward is something that's very important for you to think about, if you can think about at the time that this is happening. So, again, hope you learned something. Please comment below, and hope you liked it, and we'll just do some more breakdowns in the near future. And like always, please be safe out there, and don't forget to go Code 6. Thank you.